Hello students, this is the third lecture from Unit 1 OEC 552 Soft Computing. This lecture helps us to learn artificial neural network. There are different terminologies we are using in ANN that we are going to discuss. In order to trigger the neuron, we are applying the activation function over the net input. What are the activation functions are available that we are going to discuss in this lecture hour. So what is soft computing? Soft computing is an emerging approach to compute which parallel the remarkable ability of the human mind. That is important, is it? For what kind of a data in the environment and imprecision. Soft computing contains a component called neural network, fuzzy logic and genetic algorithm. Under that, we take the importance over the neural network. In the neural network, the machine learning, that's learning takes place in two varieties. One is based on the parameter, another one is based on the structure. Parameter learning is updating the weights in the neural network based on the given sample. Structure learning, we are adding more layers, more hidden layer, or adding the neurons in the input layer or output layer. The structural change in the neural network will update the learning process. Apart from these two categories, we have a three variety of the learning process. One is called supervised learning, another one is called unsupervised learning, third one is called reinforcement learning. We will see one by one. What is supervised learning? Supervised learning, learning with the help of a teacher. Example, in childhood days, we try to write the A after the teacher written the A in the blackboard. So by seeing how she or he written that letter, we try to write the same thing in our notebook. So child in the learning process, learning process of the child is similar to the supervised learning. Child doesn't know how to write and how to read. Then each and every action will be supervised by the teacher. Same thing in artificial neural network. We are given with input and corresponding target vector, that is nothing but the desired output. The combination of input vector along with the target vector is called as a training pair. Then the neural network goes for a training by based on this training pair. After that, we are giving some test data to test the neural network. If the data is compared with the expected output, if it is matching, then it's okay. Otherwise, you are going to find the difference from the desired output with your target output now. That I call as a error signal. So I correct my neural network and based on that I'll adjust my weight and keep on improving the same thing until my target is over. You can see the right bottom, entire data set is divided into two groups. One is training data, another one is test data. Training data contains the training pair, combination of input vector as well as output vector. Based on that, we will train the neural network training model. We will collect some of the samples of the test, feed the testing to the created model and analyze your model, score your model, generate the error and correct your system. At the topmost diagram, you can see already we given that input comma output training pair, train your neural network. Later you give the new input. If the neural networks is generating any error signal, the error signal will be catched here. The error is different from the desired output with the actual output. That error signal feed to the neural network. Then we update the weights. Later we will train the neural network. Second type of learning is called unsupervised learning. Without the help of the teacher, the learning is taking place. Then it is called as unsupervised learning. For example, tadpole is learned to swim by itself. When we don't have any target output, we allow only the input pattern to the neural network. Based on the similarities among the input pattern, that going to organize as a cluster. So in the bottom right, you can see the unsupervised learning method. There are different group of items present in one bucket, is it, with the colors of orange, blue, green. Then we collect them based on the similarities. At last, we will get the blue, yellow, green color balls based on their characteristics. So feedback is applied from the environment to inform what output should be, whether they are correct. The network itself discovers the pattern, regularities, features or categories from the input data, and the relation from the for the input data is also they are collecting. Exact clusters are formed by discovering similarities and dissimilarities among the given input data that we call as a self-organizing. You can see in the diagram feeding the input and asking the neural network to classify them, and is there any error, you are correcting them and again work for the same neural network. Third type of learning is called as reinforcement learning. Similar to the supervised learning, apart from the teacher is giving award or punishment for our learning, then it is called as a supervised learning. Learning is based on the critic information is called reinforcement learning, and feedback is sent is called as the reinforcement signal. You can see this is a deep-mind reinforcement learning algorithm running for one robotic structure. Whenever any obstacle comes, it tries to bend without hitting the obstacle and keep on proceeding. The obstacle it is try to hit is called as a punishment, and when it moves in a proper way, it proceeding towards to the goal is reward. Feedback is only evaluative. The external signals, reinforcement signals are processed in a critic signal signature, and the obtained critic signals are sent to the ANN for the adjustment of the weight and properly get the critic feedback. You can see here when the output will be triggered by the reinforcement signal, punishment or reward. Based on the punishment or based on the reward, that the neural network will adjust themselves and correct its own training process. When we are learning the bicycle riding in earlier days, because of the beat from our elders, we try to ride the bicycle in a proper way. Same concept here we call as a reinforcement learning. Before closing this learning method, we try to see the difference from the supervised learning to the unsupervised learning. You can see the supervised learning contains the input as well as output. Here you can see there are some pictures which contains a dog, cat. Dog is classified as a dog and a cat is classified as a cat. So after this training the neural network, you are going to give some images of a dog or cat. The neural network recognize them in correct way, that we call as a supervised learning. Unsupervised learning, the right side we collecting all the sample. After that, based on the similarities among the pictures, we group them into group. First group talking about the dog, second group talking about the cat. Whenever new picture comes, we check the similarities among these two groups, cluster 1 and cluster 2. If the given images matches with the cluster 1, so we will assume that given image is a dog, otherwise we call that as the cat. There are different structures also in the network. One is called as a MaxNet, which contains all the weights of the node with the equal weight. And second structure, it's like a on center of surround signal. You have two type of neuron. One is excitatory, another one is incubatory. Excitatory talking about the neurons in nearby to the center neuron, where we are getting the input signal. Incubatory, when we are getting the signals from the long distance neuron. These are some models for the neural network. There are some important terminologies in that neural network. One is a weight. Weight contains the information about the input signal. It is used to solve the problem. Actually, it is represented by the matrix. So we have a two node. Between these two nodes, we assume the weight factor from one node to the second node. We assume the weight factor as the W12. We try to write that in the matrix format, that is called as a connection matrix. If the weight matrix W contains all elements of ANN, then the set of all W matrices will determine the set of all possible informations. Weights always maintain in the long-term memory. Second one is a bias. So you calculating the net input x1 w11 and multiplying the x1 with the w11, 12, 13. Whenever your output is net input is not in the level, you can adjust the net input by increasing or decreasing your values. Suppose I am increasing your net input, that I call as a positive bias. Suppose I decrease my net input, then it calls a negative bias. Next content is threshold. We can set the certain limit for our net input should be triggered. If the net input is greater than the threshold value, then the output will be 1. If it is less than the threshold value, then the output will be 0 or the -1. Next parameter is called as a learning rate. So how speed the training process is taking place in the neural network, that we can find out by using the learning rate called the alpha. Always it takes a value from the 0 to 1. Next one is momentum factor. We adding the momentum factor to the weight in order to make the faster convergence in the neural network. Last one is a vigilance parameter denoted by the rho. It takes the controls of the number of cluster present in the unsupervised learning, specially used in ART network. These are some parameters we used in the neural network. Last one is the activation function. In order to trigger my neural network, activate my neural network, I have to apply some function over the net input. There are some variety of the activation functions are available. First one is called as the identity function. What is the identity function? Whatever the input I given, that will be taken as the output. As same thing, that I call as identity. Second one, binary step function. Assume some threshold value. If the value is greater than if the net input is greater than the threshold value, output will be 1. Otherwise, the output will be 0. Instead of this binary, you can go for bipolar also. Some neural network won't accept the 0 as the output. So we go for another value, what is called the -1. Instead of telling the output is a dog or not, you can suggest the output is a dog or cat. So -1 is replaced by the 0 is replaced by the -1, the same structure. If the given net is greater than or equal to theta, then output will be 1. Less than theta, then the output will be -1. Instead of the step function used in the activation, you can use the sinusoidal waves also, that we call as a sigmoidal functions. There are two types of sigmoidal. One is binary sigmoidal, another one is bipolar sigmoidal. Binary sigmoidal function is 1 by 1 plus e power minus lambda x. The lambda is a stepness parameter which helps us to go for a convergence in a faster mode. And next one is bipolar, 2 by 1 plus e power minus lambda x minus 1. Cross multiply that one, that will give the 1 minus e power minus lambda x divided by 1 plus e power minus lambda x. The last functions of the activation is called as a ramp. It looks like a ramp. First is where the net input is less than the 0, the output will be 0. If it is between the 0 to 1, we will get the same value as x. If it is greater than 1, then I keep the value as the 1. You will see the graphical representation of this activation function. So input will be same as the output, then it is identity. Input is 0 and output also gives threshold values less than the input, then the output will be 0, otherwise 1. So this is binary step. Instead of 0, suppose we take the -1, then it is bipolar. I take the sinusoidal wave and it follows the binary, then it calls a binary sigmoidal. Sinusoidal wave for a bipolar, then it comes under the bipolar sigmoidal. Last one is a ramp. So it is less than the 0, the output will be 0. If it is between the 0 to 1, I will write whatever things as like the identity. If it is greater than 1, I keep the output as the 1. Then it is called as a ramp function. Now we come to the conclusion of this lecture. So machine learning divided into 3 groups: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Same way, activation functions are classified as identity, binary step function, bipolar step function, binary sigmoidal, bipolar sigmoidal, and last activation function which helps us to get the trigger the neuron, ramp function. We will discuss the remaining concept in forthcoming classes. Thank you, students.